We are the newspaper 7B Media and I am Yana Dyachenko, the correspondent. Today we found ourselves near the building of the Poltava court due to unfounded accusations of business. It turns out that in 2021 it is possible to unreasonably confiscate property and not return it for months. Welcome back, 90s. Will Themis be blind? We'll find out later.
I am a representative of the limited liability company, Comfort Service Go Group, lawyer Reznik Alexander Hennadievich. Our criminal proceedings, which are under the investigation of the main directorate of the National Police in Poltava region, began on April 1, 2021. During searches of our premises, property in the city of Poltava in the amount of 64 items was confiscated, including beds, paintings, refrigerators, washing machines, slippers, linen and more. In this regard, we appealed to the Court of First Instance, which still made an arrest. It took place on April 6, 2021 in Poltava. The Poltava court, having considered our appeal, found out that criminal proceedings exist on this fact, but no procedural decisions or actions are being taken against Comfort Service Go Group LLC at all. The criminal procedure legislation allows us to apply to the Court of First Instance with a request to lift the arrest after a certain period of time, or more precisely 2 months. We took advantage of this. We appealed to the Oktyabrski District Court of Poltava with a corresponding petition. Today, August 26, 2021, we arrived in court, because the hearing of this case was scheduled for 2:30 p.m. After going to court, the court notified us. We were alone, that is, there was no investigator, no prosecutor. As a representative of Comfort Service Group LLC, I stress to the court that this is disrespect to the court itself. In accordance with this, the property has been illegally seized for 6 months, but the court seems to have agreed with our opinion, but made a procedural decision to adjourn the case and appointed on August 31, 2021 with a second summons of the investigator and prosecutor.
Є неповагою до самого суду. Відповідності 6 місяців вже незаконно арештоване майно, але суд, начебто як і погодившись з нашою думкою, але прийняв процесуальне рішення оголосити посправову перерву і призначити її на 31.08.2021 року з повторним викликом слідчого та прокурора.
Buri Volodymyr Mikhailovich, the judge of the Oktyabrski District Court of Poltava.
You are given the floor at the hearing on the merits of the petition. Search at the address Poltava, Nebesnoy Sotny Street 9 LLC, Comfort Service, is the tenant of this room. In this room is located all the property of LLC, Comfort Service, namely, what is listed in the application for 47 items. For reasons unknown to us, this property was confiscated. For example, such property as disposable slippers, TVs, bank cards, etc. For now, I state that both from October 9, 2019, and until now, all court claims have been ignored. The completeness of the pre-trial investigation was ignored by the pre-trial investigation bodies. At present, we do not know, as a representative of Comfort Service LLC and its head, to whom and what exactly was announced. But Comfort Service LLC and its representatives were not suspected, and the seized property belongs to Comfort Service LLC.
Ми не знаємо, я як представник ТОВ «Комфорт-сервісу» та керівник ТОВ «Комфорт-сервісу», не знаємо, кому і що саме там, можливо, і оголошувалось комусь підозра, не знаю. Але саме ТОВ «Комфорт-сервісу» і його представникам нікому підозри не оголошувалось. А майно саме, на яке накладено арешт, це майно, яке належить ТОВ «Комфорт-сервісу».
And for now, that is, on August 31, 2021, we, as property owners, believe that, first, as it was not, and has no positive purpose of seizure of property. The need to seize property has not been proven by investigators. We still do not know on what basis the property is kept under arrest. The suspicions of Comfort Service LLC have not been announced, so I believe that we have objectively addressed you, Your Honor, with a request to lift the arrest on April 6, because there are no grounds for that. To date, there are no objective grounds for the pre-trial investigation authorities to detain the property.
Воно утримується як арештоване майно, досить нам невідомо. Підозри ТОВ «Комфорт-сервісу» не оголошено, а тому рахую, що на теперішній час ми об'єктивно, законно звернулася ваша честь до вас з клопотанням про скасування того арешту від 6.04, бо на теперішній час немає підстав для цього. І не доведено органами досудового слідства підстав, об'єктивних підстав того, щоб це майно знаходилось під арештом.
Ihor Yurievich Harmat is an investigator of the group.
I have an oral request. I ask you to organize a closed court session in accordance with paragraph 4 of the second part of Article 27 of the Code of Criminal Procedure in order to maintain the secrecy of the pre-trial investigation, because during the above complaint, namely the abolition of seizure of property, and it will be reported what exactly was done during these 16 months, during which, according to the lawyer, we did not have an objective full pre-trial investigation within a reasonable time.
Що саме було проведено за ці 16 місяців, як у нас адвокат каже, що у нас не було об'єктивно повного досудового розслідування і в розумні строки у зв'язку з складністю кримінального правопорушення.
Do you have criminal proceedings with you? Yes. 3 volumes of criminal proceedings with public and covert investigative actions. Was anyone suspected? And what is the role of Comfort Service Go Group in this criminal case? We have the company LLC, Comfort Service Go Group. As we were also told by a lawyer, they are renting the above-mentioned premises. In addition to the pre-trial investigation, we have joined the collective statements of the residents of this leased building regarding the violation of public order of massage salon visitors. In the course of this, during the pre-trial investigation, we conducted covert investigative actions, which confirm some facts. So far, I cannot disclose in open court.
Під час проведення досудового розслідування були взяті негласні слідчі дії, які підтверджують там деякі факти, поки на даний час не можу розголосити в відкритому судовому засіданні.
Are you asked if there is any suspicion regarding Comfort Service Go Group LLC? I reported that there is no suspicion. So, the representative of Comfort Service Go Group LLC does not currently have the right to get acquainted with the materials of this criminal proceeding, right? Yes, because there is no status. What is your opinion on this petition and holding a closed court session? I am categorically against it. The request is substantiated by the fact that someone may have done something there, but not Comfort Service LLC. Your Honor, look, there is information about people who are not related to LLC Comfort Service. We are tenants of this room, in the future we sublet this room, and we don't know who is doing what there. In my opinion, if the investigators did nothing in the criminal proceedings for 16 months, and on April 1st they went, searched and confiscated the property, I do not understand why. Now 4 months have passed, and now an investigator is coming who will emphasize some materials of the case, which does not concern us at all. How can I even relate to this? I would still understand if the investigator said that he was asking for a closed court hearing on what concerns Comfort Service LLC. But now he names some people who don't concern us most importantly. What can we say against or not? How will the process be adversarial if we do not have access to this criminal proceeding? And in general, if I submit a request to give me access, no one will satisfy it. We are not involved in this case. In general, we resolved the issue of seized property. For 4 months there was no definition of this property. Does the vacuum cleaner have anything to do with the events you will be telling the court? Does the sponge box have anything to do with it? This is my attitude to this petition. I repeat once again, as in that meeting, I will say that the duties imposed by the Code of Criminal Procedure are not being fulfilled. Until you put an end to this, Your Honor, it will continue in other matters. We are not the only ones who deal with criminal proceedings.
Чи сперечатися, як ми змагальність процесу зможемо урезонити, якщо ми не маємо доступу до цього кримінального провадження. І взагалі, якщо я навіть зараз із заявою дайте мені оглянути це, він же не задовільний, тому що ми не маємо доступу, ми ніхто в цій справі. І взагалі ми вирішуємо питання про арештоване майно. Навіщо це казати? Якщо 4 місяці жодного визначення цього майна, пилисос Керхер Д2, воно має відношення до тих подій, які ви зараз начебто будете висловлювати суду. Чи коробка Папка з тими самими з губками. Ну це таке моє ставлення до цього клопотання. Тобто я ще раз, як і в тому засіданні казав, не виконуються обов'язки, покладені Кримінальним процесуальним кодексом. І поки ви не покладете край цьому, ваша честь, як я наголошував у попередньому засіданні, воно так і буде продовжатися і по іншим справам. Не ми ж одні такі, які ходимо під кримінальними провадженнями.
After hearing the opinion of the participants in the proceedings on the investigator's request to hold a closed session on the spot, the court ruled as follows. Refuse the petition on the grounds that Comfort Service Go Group LLC is not really a party to the criminal proceedings. The investigator's reference to the criminal proceedings at the hearing may preclude further pre-trial investigation. Therefore, in this case, the court decides to take the proceedings, to consider in the deliberation room to make a decision on the case fully and objectively, all the materials that are there. The investigator shall be given the floor so as not to prejudice the disclosure. Describe in general terms your attitude to the petition and, so as not to prejudice the pre-trial investigation, at your request, justify it. We object to the cancellation of the arrest, because in its entirety, each item seized, which was later recognized as material evidence, one by one it will not regulate, will not matter on the merits of the criminal proceedings. Because altogether it provides a set for, as it is now assumed, further illegal economic activity. They organize in their massage parlor by all means comfort for carrying out this illegal activity. Therefore, we have now seized him, admitted him as material evidence and arrested him. With regard to other physical evidence, which was also seized, we conducted inspections of technical media. We object to the lifting of the arrest. Collectively, as I previously reported, the property contributes to illegal economic activities.
Визнали речовим доказом та арештували. З приводу інших речових доказів, які також вилучені, у нас були проведені огляди технічних носіїв. І так же само, планується там на назначення криміналістичних досліджень. Ми заперечуємо з приводу скасування арешту. В совокупності, як я попередньо повідомляв, здійснюється, надає здійснювати незаконну господарську діяльність.
Why did you decide that this economic activity was illegal? Do you have a resolution? Do you want to make the court think that you have described some illegal actions there? You can't say illegal when you have no proof of it. The court goes to the deliberation room to make a decision and taking into account the time to review the criminal proceedings. The court decision will be announced around 2:30 p.m.
We have already left the court without hope of a fair court decision, but we received good news from the lawyer. Well, at first the hearings were postponed, but now the investigator has put forward a petition, which the victim's side cannot even get acquainted with. And we are no longer surprised, because this is not the first time this has happened in the Poltava court, and nothing has changed. Except for investigators. We will keep you informed and show whether a fair businessman can win. Well, justice has finally won. But it was not easy. The businessman had to lose a lot of nerves, time and money to help a lawyer. But, as we see, the main thing is not to give up and fight. Because it is when businessmen stop keeping silent and paying tribute to corrupt officials and police that our country will have the opportunity to build a truly free business.